The biggest challenge we have, aside from normal business, is people. I think when it comes to leadership and when it comes to some of the developing nations, as well as places like Singapore, there's more and more demand for human resource as tourism develop. Therefore, there's a challenge. There's a challenge of people. We're finding that a little bit tougher in some geographies than others.
Now, the Singapore government has recently put in place quotas and levies of the number of foreign workers who can come and work here in Singapore, and that's particularly hit the service industry. How's that impacted your business?
We knew what was going to happen. The government consulted us, worked with us, and we knew there was going to be a restriction on the number of renewal of foreign workers, as well as that when we open a hotel such as this, we couldn't have the number of foreign workers that we had in the past. So we just started working differently. We're using technology to become more efficient. We're job sharing and multi-skilling so we can make jobs more interesting, especially for Generation X and Generation Y. The reality is our industry is growing faster than the growing population of workers here in Singapore.
And what have you been doing to try to improve the situation? Because obviously you can't expand your projects unless you have the staff and the labour available. Have you been lobbying the Singapore government?
We've had open and frank discussion with the Ministry of Manpower, Singapore Tourism Board, etc. Ministry of Manpower, they basically execute against the strategy. They're being flexible, they're listening, they're adapting things a little bit so that we can do things a little bit differently. They understand that obviously we need a pool of people to operate in. They understand the issues, but there's also a government strategy in place. The industry overall is lobbying in saying, please consider doing things a little bit differently because it's starting to have an effect on the way we work.